Multiplying square roots. This works just the way you think it ought to. If I ask you to do root 2 times root 3, that is in fact the square root of 6. If I ask you to do root 3 times root 5, that is the square root of 15. So this works just like you think it ought to. Don't confuse that with adding. If I ask you to take root 3 plus root 5, that is not equal to root 8. You can check that on a calculator. It doesn't work. But roots work just the way you think it should. Root 3 times root 7 is the square root of 21. If I put some numbers in front, if I say 3 root 5 times 2 root 3, I multiply the whole numbers. And keep in mind here, 2 times root 3 is 2 root 3. 3 times root 5 is 3 root 5. This is all multiplying, and I can multiply in any order. 3 times 2 is 6. Root 3 times root 5 is root 15. One more. If I say 5 root 7 times 8 root 2, 5 times 8 is 40. Multiply the whole numbers. Root 7 times root 2 is root 14. However, you'll notice up above I have the perfect squares, because often when you multiply, you end up with a perfect square in your answer, which then you need to simplify. For example, if I said 3 root 2 times 8 root 6, when I multiply that, I get 24 root 12. But 12 has a perfect square that divides evenly into it. In fact, it's the first one on the list. It's the 4. So this is 24, and I'm going to take that 12 and make it 4 times 3. I can take the square root of 4. It goes out front as a 2. The square root of 4 is 2. And there's times between the 24 and the root. 2 times 24 is 48. 48 radical 3, or 48 root 3, then is my answer. Another one, if I said 6 root 10 times 8 root 5, when I multiply that, I get 48 root 50. I multiply the 6 and the 8 to get the whole number 48, and root 5 times root 10 to get root 50. Again, 50 has a perfect square that divides into it. It's on the list there. 25 goes in evenly into 50. So I'll rewrite that as 48 and times, make the 50 25 times 2. I can take the square root of 25. It goes out as a 5. 5 times 48 is 240. 240 root 2 then is my answer. I'll put some examples in a moment here, right off your assignment. These are from your assignment today. Root 11 times root 55, root 11 times root 77, and root 5 times root 15. For the first one, root 11 times root 55, 11 times 55 is 605. So in fact, this is the square root of 605. If you do this, then you're going to want to go to the factor calculator on mathisfun.com and start looking for perfect squares. So I went to mathisfun.com and found the factor calculator. Again, I'll put a link on your assignment and a link in the on the web calendar in your assignment calendar. But looking on this list, look for perfect squares, and you'll notice that 121 is on the list. We don't care about negatives, so ignore those. 121 is our perfect square. Now that we know that 121 is our perfect square, we can rewrite 605 as 121 times something. So we'll go to our calculator and go 605 divided by 121, and we see that it's 5. 605 is 121 times 5. 121 on our list here is a perfect square. Square root of 121 is 11, so this is 11 root 5. I want to point out there's an easier way to do this. If you can look for common factors as you're doing the question, you might notice there's 11 right there, and 55 has an 11 in it. And the two 11s are what made the perfect square of 121. So what I'm telling you is when you look at the next question, see how 77 is 7 times 11? These two 11s are going to make a perfect square of 121. So this question ends up being 121 times 7. Square root of 121 is 11, so it's 11 root 7. The next one, again, you can look for your common factors. There's a 5 there, and 15 is 5 times 3. These two 5s are going to make a perfect square of 25. 25 times 3. I can take the square root of 25. It's 5. So 5 root 3 then is what I get. These last three from your assignment are a little bit harder, but not significant, especially being that you get to use that factor table. 4 root 21 times 7 root 15. This is going to be 28 root 21 times 15 is 315. Now, you can look for perfect squares, again, by looking for common factors. 21 times 15, they both have a 3 in them, so at the very least, there's a common factor of 9. And if you know the divisibility rule, if you take a number and you add its digits, 3 plus 1 plus 5 is 9. If you add the digits and get a number that's divisible by 9, 9 will go in the number, and 9 is a perfect square. It's on that list of numbers we care about. So we know 9 divides this, but let's check on mathisfun.com at the factors. I brought in the table from mathisfun.com. I'm looking at 315 and all the factors. Remember, we don't care about the negatives. Ignore the negatives. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Look up the list here. I'm looking for those perfect squares. That list is so important. And again, the only one I see is the 9 right here. So 9 is our largest perfect square in 315. I'll rewrite 315 as 9 times, I'll go to my calculator, 315 divided by 9 is 35. 9 times 35. I can take the square root of 9. The square root of 9 goes out front as a 3. 3 times 28 is 84. So this is 84 root 35. Should always look at the root itself and make sure there's no more perfect squares in the number underneath. As long as you take the biggest perfect square, you'll always be sure. But looking at 35, 35 is 5 times 7. There's no perfect squares in 35, so this is my answer. This next one actually ends up being quite a bit easier. The thing you want to look for here is notice that 49 is a perfect square. That question simplifies before you even start it. 3 root 21 times 8 root 49 is 8 times 7. So this is 3 root 21 times 56. Notice there's no root there. Because I took the square root of 49, it was gone. So on my calculator, I'll do 3 times 56. and I'll get 168. This is 168 root 21. Now I already did, I checked, 21 is 3 times 7. There's no perfect squares in 21, so I've got my answer. Last example, and I just noticed I had an adding problem there and didn't mean to do that. Put a multiplying one in, let's give it a try. So, 12 root 45 times 5 root 18. 12 times 5 is 60. Root 45 times root 18 is 810. So we're looking for perfect squares in 810. You can spot it if you're looking for it. Look at 45 and look at 18. Both of those are divisible by 9. So I'm going to take a wild guess at this, but I'll check on mathisfun.com. But I'm going to guess that this is, let's see, I had a 9 in both of those, so it'd be 81 times something. So I'll take 810 and divide it by 81, and I get 10. 81 times 10. I went to the table on mathisfun.com. I went to the factor calculator, and they gave me all these values. And again, I'm ignoring the negatives. Remember, I was looking for perfect squares in 810. And if I look up the list, and remember, I'm always looking at that list of perfect squares. I'm looking for perfect squares, and I notice that, yeah, there it is, right there, 81. And I check up the list. None of these numbers are perfect squares. 81 is the largest. So for my final answer, I'll take the square root of 81. It is 9. I'll take it out front, remembering there's times right there. 60 times 9 is 540. So this is 540 root 10.